In this section, we'll talk about a very important part of GD&T, datums, which are very useful to fix the part to be measured in a predefined manner. Datums. What are they for? Datums are used to define the order in which the part should be fixed for the measurement of some features controlled by geometric tolerances. Datum. Datum, a point, axis, or plane theoretically exact. It's the origin from which the location or geometric characteristic is established. Now let's talk about planes, axes, and points. Let's start first with a point, a one-dimensional element. Then with another point, we can form an axis by joining them. And by including the third point, we can form a plane. With this, we conclude that to form a plane, we need 3 points, and to form an axis, we need at least 2. How many degrees of freedom anybody has? Everybody has 6 degrees of freedom, 3 of translation and 3 of rotation. Translation in X, translation in Y, translation in Z, rotation in X, rotation in Y, rotation in Z. By placing 3 planes at 90 degrees to each other, we can form what is known as datum reference frame, which is useful to fix any part in its 6 degrees of freedom, as we'll discuss forward. The first datum limits 3 degrees of freedom, 2 rotations and 1 translation. Translation along Y, rotation on axis X, and rotation on axis Z. The second datum restricts rotation on axis Y and translation along X. And the third datum restricts last remaining degree of freedom, which is translation on axis Z. With this, the part is completely fixed. Rule of 3-2-1. It's the minimum number of contact points required for a datum feature with primary, secondary, and tertiary datums. For primary datum, we need 3 points of contact. For secondary datum, we need 2 points. Tertiary datum needs only 1 point. This rule only applies to parts with all datums planar. When the part makes contact with the primary datum, given the imperfections of surface, the highest points of the part are those who will contact the datum and must be at least 3. For the secondary datum, we'll need at least 2 points, since with only 1 point it would allow rotation of the part. And for the tertiary datum, we require just 1 point of contact to stop the translation. With this, we'll have a fully restrained part.